Urgent Cleveland Browns fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Cleveland Browns updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Browns fans, you know how much we love bringing you the latest and most in-depth updates about our favorite team. Today, we're diving into a story that's making waves not just in the NFL, but across the entire football community. And trust me, it's one you don't want to miss. It involves a legendary figure in the sport, a story of controversy, legal threats, and a quest for justice that's capturing everyone's attention. So, stay tuned because what I'm about to tell you could have huge implications for the NFL and, more specifically, for the Cleveland Browns. But first, let's set the scene. We're talking about Deion Sanders, yes, the Hall of Famer, the multi-talented athlete, and now, a prominent coach and football personality. Deion, affectionately known as Prime Time, has always been a larger-than-life figure in the NFL, with a career that spanned decades, renowned for his incredible talent, charisma, and a fierce competitive spirit. Today, he's coaching at the college level with the Colorado Buffaloes, trying to rebuild a program and instill that same winning mentality. But, even with all his success, Deion's latest move has put him back in the headlines for reasons beyond the gridiron. It all centers around his son, Shedeur Sanders, a quarterback with immense talent who has been making waves in college football and was recently in the spotlight during the NFL draft process. Now, you might wonder, what's the big deal? Well, the story took a turn that no one saw coming. It's about allegations of unfair treatment, irregularities, and even hints of possible legal action against the NFL itself. And, Browns fans, you know how much this kind of drama can ripple through the sport and impact the entire league. So, what exactly is happening here? It all started during the recent NFL draft, a process that's supposed to be fair, transparent, and based entirely on talent and potential. But, according to Deion Sanders, there were some irregularities in how Shedeur's draft prospects were handled. Deion publicly expressed his dissatisfaction, hinting at possible biases or even misconduct that could have affected his son's draft position. Now, Shedeur Sanders, despite his impressive skills and stats, was passed over by several teams, which led to speculation about whether there was some sort of unfair influence or mismanagement. Deion didn't hold back. He voiced his frustration on social media and in interviews, suggesting that the draft process might have been compromised. And it's not just about his son, it's about integrity, fairness, and respect for the sport. But things escalated further when Deion hinted that he was considering legal action. Reports started emerging that he was contemplating a lawsuit against the NFL, perhaps seeking damages that could reach a staggering $40 million. Now, yes, you heard that right, $40 million. That's an enormous sum, and it's not just a bluff. Deion Sanders, a man who's been in the game long enough to understand the stakes, seems prepared to take this fight to the courts if necessary. The reasons? Well, apart from the financial aspect, it's about holding the league accountable, ensuring transparency, and protecting the integrity of the draft process. For Browns fans, this is huge because it could potentially shake up how the NFL conducts its business, especially in high-stakes situations like the draft. But why is this relevant for us, the Browns faithful? Well, first, it's a reminder that the NFL, despite its glitz and glamour, is still a league where controversy can erupt at any moment. It's a league that's constantly evolving, facing scrutiny over everything from officiating to player safety, and now, potentially, over its draft procedures. For Cleveland, a team that's been rebuilding and aiming for consistency, these kinds of stories can have ripple effects, influencing everything from league policies to team strategies. And let's not forget that Deion Sanders, with his larger-than-life personality and fierce desire for fairness, is not someone to be ignored. His influence in the sport goes beyond just being a Hall of Famer, he's a voice for integrity and accountability. If he pushes forward with this lawsuit, it could set a precedent, forcing the league to scrutinize its processes more closely. It might also inspire other players, coaches, and families to stand up against perceived injustices, making the NFL a more transparent and fair environment. Now, what about the current season for the Browns? Well, Cleveland is in a fascinating place right now. Coming off a season that showed promise, with a young and talented roster, the Browns are aiming to take the next step toward playoff contention. The addition of new pieces in free agency, the development of young players like Deshaun Watson, and the coaching strategies under Kevin Stefanski all point toward a team that's hungry for success. But amidst all this, stories like the one involving Deion Sanders remind us that the league is still a complex, sometimes controversial place, and that our team's future can be influenced by decisions made far beyond the field. Looking at the current roster, we see some of the NFL's brightest stars. Deshaun Watson, despite some ups and downs, remains a key figure, with a lot of hope riding on his shoulders to elevate the Browns' offense. Nick Chubb, the powerhouse running back, continues to be a force, showing why he's one of the league's best at his position. The defense, led by Myles Garrett, who's arguably one of the most disruptive pass rushers in the game, is primed to make life difficult for opposing quarterbacks. Cleveland's draft picks this year also show a focus on building a versatile, tough team that can compete with the league's best. But beyond the individual talent, there's a real sense of identity and resilience within this Browns squad. They've faced setbacks, injuries, and tough losses, but the team's culture has been about pushing forward, never settling, always striving to improve. The coaching staff, led by Stefanski, emphasizes discipline, smart play calling, and adaptability. And with the front office making strategic moves, the expectations are high for this season. Fans are optimistic, dreaming of a playoff run, maybe even competing for a division title. Now, circling back to the broader NFL landscape, this story about Deion Sanders and the potential lawsuit is a stark reminder of the league's ongoing challenges. The NFL, after all, is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, with intense scrutiny from fans, media, and legal entities. The league has faced criticism over officiating, player safety protocols, and transparency, but a legal challenge of this magnitude is unprecedented. If Sanders moves forward and files a lawsuit, it could force the league to re-evaluate some of its internal procedures, especially around the draft process and how decisions are made. And here's the thing, Browns fans, this isn't just about Deion or Shedeur Sanders. It's about the integrity of the sport we love. It's about fairness and the confidence that our league operates on principles of justice and transparency. If the NFL's leadership is found to have acted improperly, it could lead to reforms that impact all teams, including ours. That's why it's such a significant story. It's a story about the fight for fairness in a sport that's deeply embedded in American culture. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Wow, that's huge, but what's next? Will Deion really follow through with this lawsuit? How will the NFL respond? Honestly, it's all still unfolding. Legal battles of this nature can take months or even years to resolve, and many factors will influence the outcome. The league might try to settle quietly, or we could see a protracted court case that drags into the off-season. Either way, it's a story that will dominate headlines and keep us all on edge. Meanwhile, for Browns fans, it's a reminder that we're part of a league full of drama, passion, and high-stakes decision-making. Our team is working tirelessly behind the scenes to improve, to build a roster capable of competing at the highest level, and to bring that coveted playoff success back to Cleveland. But stories like this remind us that the NFL is a complex web of politics, business, and personal ambitions. It's a league where justice, fairness, and integrity are constantly tested. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, we know there are many challenges ahead. Injuries, tough opponents, unpredictable game days, and now, this legal saga that could reshape the league's landscape. But as Browns fans, we've always been resilient. We've seen our team rise from tough times, and we believe in the spirit of competition and fairness that makes football so special. We'll be watching closely, supporting our team through thick and thin, and hoping that justice is served, whether that's through the field or the courtroom. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Deion Sanders has a real case? Could this legal challenge really change the NFL's draft process? Or is it just a media spectacle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns community. We love engaging with you, hearing your perspectives, and sharing in this roller coaster of a story. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and deeper analysis of everything happening around the Cleveland Browns and the NFL as a whole. This story is far from over, and we're here to keep you informed every step of the way. So, stay tuned, Browns fans, because the best is yet to come, and the NFL's drama is just heating up. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Browns!